Alrighty, everybody, what is going on? Today we are going to be doing another tier list for you guys, and this is actually going to be a different one. This is going to be the recovery tier list. Obviously, you read the title, you knew what was going to happen. I'm going to try to make this video not as long as the other tier list that I've been doing, and I guess a little bit of a PSA. I will be moving from the state that I'm currently in, moving to Illinois to move in with my girlfriend, so I apologize firsthand. The content will not be popping out as much as it was before. There will be a little bit of a halt to it. I honestly don't know when I'll be able to host another tournament, or what the videos are going to look like from here on out. But this is the first video I've recorded, I think, since I got the news that I was going to be moving, if I'm not wrong. Maybe not, but I don't remember. But either way, the content might come to a shortage. It's definitely not going to end. I think I'll still be able to do a couple of things every now and then, but it will not be as fluent as it was beforehand. But with all of that being said, thank you guys for watching this video. Let's go ahead and hop right into the recovery tier list. Alrighty, so this is one that I do have already made. I actually made this at work with the help of a couple of people in the community. Azza ended up helping me. SNES Fresh ended up helping me. Shishi helped me a little bit, and there was probably another, maybe one or two people. I apologize for not remembering anything. This is pretty much what we have for the tier list, and I would say this is probably a good amount of what the community would agree on when it comes to recovery tier lists and everything like that, which you will probably never see another one of these because who knows, things could change later on in the future. We really don't ever know, especially with the addition of extra stickers and stuff like that. So with that being said, I'm just going to kind of go through these as quick as I can and explain why that I believe that they are where they are placed. Starting us off, we have the best recovery in the game. Tarara definitely would not have the best recovery in the game if it were not for her brand new sticker, Cheat Technique. I don't know why in the world they thought of putting this in there. I really have no idea. This allows her to have the best recovery in the entire game. She can literally recover from anywhere you can think of her being: in the void, at the top of the stage, at the very bottom of the stage, under the stage, at the bottom left of the stage, literally off of the screen. She can recover to the damn stage or the ledge, and it is just way too good. Not to mention, it was the most broken thing that they've ever put in a video game ever. They did have to nerf it literally the day after they released it, so it's a very good move, and that gives her the best recovery in the game. All right, now moving on to Macalon being number 2. This can be argued because Macalon's recovery under the stage is not very good at all. Like, it's one of the easiest recoveries to actually exploit in the game. It might actually even be the easiest, aside from like Thanatos, of course, but Macalon's could even be considered worse if you're talking about just under the stage, because he literally doesn't have a hitbox. Thanatos at least does, and Macalon's very slow getting his started up too. And I'm sure the new players and people that don't know a lot about this game are wondering, well, why is he second? It is simply because he does not have to go to the bottom of the stage. He can skip needing to grab the ledge, and he can pretty much almost make it back safely almost every time. Even if he does get a little bit of damage racked up onto him, he's the heaviest character in the game, so it really doesn't matter all too much. Plus, he also has burst, and his down air being so disjointed and one of the best moves in the game, it makes it a little bit harder to contest him while he's trying to recover. It's not impossible. Like I said, it is possible to definitely hit him, especially if you can just see where he's going. Like, you just stand there and kind of wait. The problem is once he gets hit out of his up B, he gets it right back. So that allows him to pretty much just stall for so long. If you are trying to hit him out, it is almost better to safely just let him touch the ground and then reset neutral versus trying to hit him out of the sky and him just repeating the up B up air cycle over and over and over again. So yeah, his recovery is insanely good. It doesn't make any sense. Alrighty, and now we have Lan coming in at 3rd. Now Lan and Cookie can definitely be exchanged, I would say, and I'll get into Cookie in a second. They have their own little things of what they do better than each other. Lan's is definitely more flexible than Cookie and Can's is. Obviously, Cookie's is very good because of cruise mode, and he can just avoid the ledge entirely as well, which is always a good thing, of course. But Lan's recovery is very flexible. He has the ability to use his down B, his up B, and his side B literally all in his one recovery, and he also has the ability to use his neutral B. He can use any special move he has to make him recover better than a lot of the cast. With that being said, the fact that he has Flowing Tornado and Windblade, he can pretty much recover back to stage whenever he feels like. You pretty much always have to go back towards the middle of the stage because he can control where the Windblade's gonna go, and it makes it very hard to try to edge guard Lan. And if you get knocked off stage because of the Windblade, then you're just put into a situation with one of the best edge guarders in the game, and it's just not fun to deal with. But Lan has a very easy time of making it back, I would say, to be honest. He is edge guardable for sure. Like, you can run off and hit him, but he has a lot of tricky ways to make it back simply because he can use all of his specials to be able to do that. And Windblade it can literally play the game for you. So it makes it a little bit easier for him to make it back to stage. Cooking can have a really good recovery thanks to cruise mode, of course. Like I said before, this pretty much gives him the ability to just not even have to worry about touching the ledge one time unless he's running out of gas, of course. And on certain stages, obviously, he is able to go under the stage. It's pretty slow whenever he's in cruise mode, so you can kind of just react to it. But regardless, him being able to do it is nice. But I would say that his recovery is just so highly up there simply because he can just avoid the ledge most of the time. Generally, like all the time, he can just avoid the ledge if he wants to. If you're playing Cookie correctly, then you should have a good amount of gas most of the time, which also makes his edge guarding a lot better too. So I would say that Cookies is definitely one of the best recoveries in the game. All right, and rounding off our top 5, we have Fox. Now, Fox and Heracles could also be kind of argued for the 5th spot. I don't really think it matters, but I would personally give it to Fox because he is a little bit more flexible with his recovery than Heracles is. And obviously you have the tether cancels, you have the fact that he can tether literally from damn near anywhere off the stage. He has side B, which he can angle up or down or whichever way he wants to angle it, of course, to give him a little bit more flexibility to make it back to the ledge. And then he has the tether that can get him all the way from the other side of the ledge to the entire center of the stage or even further than that. So Fox has some flexibility for sure. His up B probably has the most range aside from like cheating technique to be able to make it back from so far below. So yeah, very, very good recovery on Fox. And finishing off the top tier, we have Heracles. Heracles' recovery is very good because he does have the ability to stall damn near almost infinitely. Obviously, his up B with Planetary Ring is very, very big. And luckily, they did nerf the fact that the last hit of the up B would allow you to get a combo into a down air. You can still do that, actually, especially if your opponent's not aware of, you know, what you need to do to get out of it. But his up B is very big, and it allows him to make it back from a lot further than it did without Planetary Ring. But the fact that he can kind of just stall and do whatever he wants, it makes it hard to contest him because his aerials are also so good, and you do not want to trade with any of them off stage. So Heracles definitely has a top tier recovery, I would say. I also forgot to go over the tiers, so I apologize. The way that I broke the tiers down, obviously you can see it. You've been seeing it the whole time, but I'll just go ahead and say it just in case people are listening to the audio or whatever. The first tier, we have the top tier, they making it back. The second tier under that, very good, very nice. The third tier will make it back most of the time. The fourth tier, tricky but contestable. Fifth tier would be help. And the last tier is Thanatos, and obviously we'll get to him when we get to him. All right, so starting off very good, very nice, we have Chili. Chili's recovery is very good simply because she has the ability to throw out that dart and kind of just threatens you from being able to edge guard her. She also can skip the ledge if she up Bs. A lot of players will do is they will like reverse the up B, and that way they can come above the ledge with a back air, which is a very, very good move. Obviously, you don't want to get hit by that damn move, but she can skip the ledge most of the time as well. Her up B is very good, and she can act out of it. She can down air out of it. She can press any button she wants out of it pretty much. The bush being able to help her out with that makes it even better. So her recovery is definitely up there at the top. All right, moving on to Icy. Icy has one of those recoveries that is a little hard to contest because the timing on it is really weird, but her being able to control the way that her up B goes, obviously she can go below or she can go to the side. She can control the angle of however it wants to go. If you've ever played Smash Brothers, she pretty much has Pikachu up B. I think her recovery is very good. I wouldn't say that it is uncontestable, but it is very hard to contest, and you don't really see too many players do it. She also can use her down B to recover if she wants. There's really not a point of doing that, and she can also use side B to recover as well. She can stall out with her neutral B if she needs to, but most of the time, you're just gonna go ahead and snap back to the ledge as quick as you can with up B, and her being able to do that horizontally and vertically is just very good. So all right, now next we have Magician. Magician's a hard one to rank, to be honest with you, because the better players can definitely two frame him a lot easier, but the fact that he does have the ability to stall with statue or kind of just give him a little bit more room and time to think about when he's going to recover makes it a lot better than what most people I say would give him. If you are very good at two framing his up B, then yes, it's not really all too good, but you don't really see that too often. I would say it definitely is possible to do, but I would say most of the time Magician is going to make it back to that ledge for sure, because his recovery is actually like not really good at all without Teleport Master, but it does make it a lot better to go from the side than it does to go from below, because I feel like it's easier to two frame it when it's from below. So if you can prevent that with Teleport Master and standing on a statue, it just makes it a lot better. Alrighty, now moving into Sia. Sia's recovery is a little weird. Sliding jump is literally a must-have. You cannot run Sia without having sliding jump simply because her recovery is terrible without it. But sliding jump makes it so much better. I mean, like, it's night and day how much better sliding jump makes her recovery. It can still be stuffed out, and depending on if you know like what the player is going to do, you can counter sliding jump as well, but it does add a lot of mix-ups to her recovery simply from just not knowing when she's gonna, you know, do the sliding jump, because getting hit by it just so annoying to get hit by in general. But her recovery is relatively easy to two frame, I would say, for the most part, if if she has to go down and get the up B. But sliding jump just makes it so much better because she can skip ledge a lot of the time as well. And she's a little bit harder to contest because her forward air is so good. Her down air, if you get under it trying to, get the sliding jump or trying to get the side B or something like that, her down there, it's just way too damn good now, to be honest. So I think Sia's recovery is definitely up there for sure, but you do need sliding jump to make it work. All right, and finishing off this tier, we have Mr. 5. Now, Mr. 5's recovery is good, and C4 obviously makes it a lot better than what it is. The problem is you take so much damage every time that you use C4, but it does allow him to make it back, I would say, a good majority of the time. It can be predicted, but it is very hard to know where he's going to go. There's really not a way to ever know where he's going to go unless they keep doing the exact same thing over and over and over again. You pretty much can just throw out a hitbox right above the ledge because most of the time they're not going to try to go to the ledge because you can punish the tech as well. But it is nice for him to have the bomb recovery because it can allow him to live to longer percentages, and being able to tech in this game is literally just so easy. So it does give him a little bit more of a flexible recovery versus just having his up B, which it also does have a hitbox on it too. Alrighty, and getting into the next tier, the will make it back most of the time tier, we have S17 being at the top. S17 has a good recovery, I would say. It definitely can be stuffed out, but she does have the ability to stall with her down B and her side Bs, which, I mean, honestly, punishing the down B can be very weird sometimes because obviously she can't control where it goes. It's not the hardest thing in the world to punish, but it does allow her to make it back most of the time. And if you know your opponent's going to try to go for like some risky option or, just an aggressive option, then hitting the down B counter is very good because you can get a back air and it can literally just kill you at like 70. You just got to be careful with it, but her recovery is actually pretty good, I would say. If you do get a little too aggressive and go down with her and she's trying to make it back and you're both, beside each other at the bottom, then her up B hits you and it will always send it outwards. So if you do get hit by that, just trying to be greedy, then it just makes her recovery a little bit better because she's always going to make it back to stage first. So, and moving into Yuri. The only reason that Yuri is this high is simply because of Rapid Wind. Yuri's recovery is like damn near one of the worst in the game, but Rapid Wind makes that so much better. Now, there are two things to talk about whenever you are talking about Rapid Wind. It is if you are going to be running the 4th Animus Sickle or if you're going to be running Animus Transmute. I personally think that it is always better to run Animus Transmute with Rapid Wind because you want to have as many orbs as you possibly can. That way you have Rapid Wind more and you can kill a lot better because Rapid Wind is just such a broken sticker, but not a lot of Yuris run it for some reason. I really don't know why. It makes her recovery so much better than what it normally is. She can literally recover kind of like Terrara can when it comes to that. Obviously, she's got to use more resources than just pressing up B, but she can make it back from all the way down at the bottom of the stage, like the bottom corner of the stage. It's very good, and she can do that with one orb. So if you do have Rapid Wind and you have an orb, you can pretty much make it back almost every time, which just makes it a lot better. But you do have to play around having Rapid Wind if you want to focus on your recovery being good, because it is not good without it. It is like subpar, so mid. Alrighty, moving into Sophia. Sophia has one of those recoveries that I would say is decent. It's probably like one of the most basic ones in the game, to be honest with you, but her up B being what it is, it will always hit you if you are at the ledge. You don't even have to hold down. So if you're trying to two frame her, it's honestly just better to not try to, because you're going to get hit most of the time. Her forward air is really good at stuffing opponents out that try to come out there to edge guard her. Her down air is also pretty good at it too, but down air has a little bit more in lag. Up air can do the same thing, but most of the time, if you're trying to make it back, you'll be using forward air and up air to like kind of just make sure you don't have any in lag. Back air is really slow, so if you try to do a back air reversal, her up B does not go high enough for you to make it back most of the time. But like I said, forward air is just the move that you would use to make sure people don't come out there to try to press against you. And her up B does have really good magnet hands, I will say. Like there's been some times where I've literally not been even close to the ledge, and I swear I just grab it out of nowhere. So it's a little finicky, but I would say most of the time she is going to make it back for sure. Alrighty, and moving into Tutu. Tutu is also a weird one, kind of similar to Sophia. Obviously her up B is a little different, but in terms of like moves you don't want to trade with, Tutu has some of the best aerials in the game, and trading with Nair is not good. Trading with down air is not good. Back air is definitely not good. Up air can lead into back air if you still have your jump, and then forward air is obviously just a very active move. You can get hit by that very easily. Tutu's recovery is pretty easy to two frame, believe it or not, and once she gets hit like twice from a down tilt with most characters, she's really not going to be able to make it back, but majority of the time she is able to make it back, especially with the help from leverage bounce, or being able to bounce off the side of the stages with side B. Makes it a little bit difficult, I guess, sometimes to call out the timing on if she's going to do leverage bounce or not, so it does give her the ability to make it back more times than it would if she didn't have leverage bounce, if that makes sense. Alrighty, and Civi wouldn't be this high either if it wasn't for his new sticker, and I feel like the new stickers that they released, they base it a lot off of recovery. Civi did get a new sticker, which is called Sky Kick, which is actually his old up B, which does go a lot higher when you have that sticker versus when you don't. So being able to be further down, you can go for further edge guards now. If you keep your jump, obviously you can up B and you'll probably make it back from like really, really deep. That makes his recovery a little bit better. Sometimes you won't ever want to go out and challenge his side B, because if you do get hit by it, it just sucks to get hit by it, even when you know that it's coming. But his side B, the startup on it is pretty slow if he's charging it, of course, but if he just activates it right away, I would say most of the time it's pretty easy to hit him out of it. But him having Sky Kick now means that he doesn't have to do that as often, and he can go lower and then he can just up B. And Sky Kick has a very weird hitbox on it. Like, you do not want to get sucked into that move because it will actually kill you at like 80%. So you just got to be careful, but it does give Civi a little bit more versatility to be able to recover a lot better now. Alrighty, now Tina has one of the not so great recoveries in this game. She does have a lot of mobility and like tricks, I guess, that she can do, because she does have 2 wall jumps. She has down B for another wall jump, actually, so make that 3. The problem with Tina's recovery is her side B is just so bad and has so much in lag, and I would say that most of the time she's gonna have to use that side B to make it back somehow. Whether she gets hit far off the screen, she's gonna have to side B immediately, or once she gets like towards the bottom half of the stage, she's gonna have to side B to make sure that she can make it back. Down B obviously giving her that ability to wall jump. Her up B is very good, I will say. You can use it above the ledge, which can catch people for sure. It does snap the ledge as well. Her having technically 3 wall jumps makes it a lot better for her, because she can kind of stall on the walls to make sure that you don't get the 2-frame on her whenever she does her up B. Once she gets hit by a down tilt, she's pretty much just not making it back, I would say, most of the time at least. But yeah, if she ever uses side B like close to the stage, it's just so free to just run off, jump, and hit her and kill her. It's just not hard. She does have a little bit of tricks up her sleeve to make it back, so I would say that she will make it back most of the time, but I wouldn't say that it's like a, you know, a recovery that you have to be super worried about. Alrighty, and Tong was actually one that I had like a little bit down here towards the help tier, but after talking with Shishi, aka the #1 Tong, he definitely gave me some pointers on why Tong has a lot better of a recovery than most people would kind of give her. She has the ability to stall with her up air. She can only do that once, but it is very good and it allows her to make it back. Side B is also, it's a good move, but these Tong players, they literally just don't use it correctly. Like, as soon as they get leveled with the ledge, they will side B, and that's the stupidest thing that you could do, because it just makes it so easy for you to actually get the recovery or get the edge guard on her recovery. Tong can also get a free drink most of the time whenever she gets knocked off stage, simply because she can instantly get knocked off stage, start charging her drink, then side B, then up air, then up B. And up B goes pretty far, and it has a pretty nice horizontal range coverage as well. So I think Tong definitely has a pretty decent recovery, if I'm going to be honest with you. But I think that a lot of players don't use it correctly, and Shishi obviously is one to kind of give me notice of that in any Tong that I fight, aside from like Shishi and maybe a couple of other ones that I just don't, you know, I just hate Tong in general. But Tong is a little scary to kind of go out there and edge guard if you're playing against a good player, because if you miss the edge guard or something stupid happens, you get down aired, you get back aired, things can happen. But you know, she is edge guardable for sure, but I feel like her recovery is definitely a lot better than what people give her credit for, myself included. Like I said, you just don't really see too many Tongs out here doing it like Shishi. So alrighty, now moving on into the tricky but contestable tier. Starting us off, we have Miko. Now Miko's recovery is definitely ass without fancy ski. This pretty much gives him the ability to play the game off stage, or even have a chance to make it back to stage, having that sticker fancy ski. The problem that I would say about Miko's recovery is it does have an active hitbox, so it can be countered and it can be down aired if you just know where he's going to go vertically. The problem is if you have a counter, it's very hard for him to make it back diagonally, and you normally have to do a little bit of weird tricks with fancy ski to be able to make it back past characters with like disjoints and, you know, stuff like that can just stuff him out. It does give him the option to make it back from a lot further than he could before, but it is still pretty easy to intercept. Like, it's not the hardest thing in the world. It does give him a little bit more options though. Alrighty, and moving into Derek. Now Derek's recovery can literally be looked at as very good or very bad. It is probably the hardest one to rank, if I'm going to be honest with you, because if you are fighting a good Derek player, which there are not many of them, unfortunately, they can make recovering look so broken. Like, they can do so many things with grenades, up B, it just becomes a whole, a lot of weird things happening all at once. But with that being said, there are easy ways to intercept Derek from being able to do those things, because once Derek gets hit after he loses his jump, it is very difficult for him to make it back, even if he down airs a grenade or can up B a grenade. Like, it is still pretty difficult for him to make it back. Problem is if you try to go out there and intercept his recovery and you get hit by down air, you literally can just die at 0. So that's one of the things that is a little tricky about Derek, is do you want to go out there and try to stop him from recovering, or do you not want to try? You just want to sit on stage and wait for him to make a mistake or something like that. But he does have a lot of options and versatility to be able to make it back. And his up B getting buffed a long time ago, actually making him able to snap to the ledge a lot better, definitely made him a lot better of a character as well. But, you know, if you have the timings right and everything, you can always down tilt his recovery, his up B, or you can literally just run off and go try to hit him. But if you hit him, he's normally going to be hugging the stage. So if you hit him towards the stage, he's just going to tech and then he'll make it back to stage before you. So you just have to be careful. But he does have a pretty contestable recovery, but it's a mind game, honestly, if you want to go contest it or not. So, alrighty. And getting into Cupid, it's kind of the same thing, to be honest with you. Cloud stalling is decent. I would say it does allow him to go understage for recoveries. It does allow him to skip the ledge as well. But if you do hit Cupid out of his down B trying to stall, he does not get it back until he touches the ground. So after that, he's pretty much cooked if you hit him out of his down B. His recovery isn't terrible, I will say. But if Cupid does any aerial, for the most part, off stage, he is in so much in lag, and it's a lot harder for him to try to make it back. His up B can be two framed as well. I wouldn't say it's the easiest thing in the world. I struggle to deal with it. I don't see many players actually deal with his up B on two frames as well, but he does have one of the best ledge hops in the game. So if you don't get the two frame, he can sometimes even punish you for going for it if he snaps to the ledge. So it's a little bit weird to try to edge guard Cupid, but his recovery isn't really that good once you get the hang of it. Side B is another thing. Like if you expect him to side B, you can pretty much just hit him out of it. But if you do get hit by it, it's a very strong move and it just gives him a free way to make it back. So it does have a good amount of in lag on it though. So I think Cupid's recovery can work, but a lot of the characters in the cast can just kind of deal with it. So alrighty, and moving into the help tier, starting us off, we have Gwen. Now Gwen's recovery, it literally just needs help. Like the fact that she is not able to snap to that damn ledge yet after her being released, I don't even know when she got released, she still can't snap to the ledge, is such a problem. If Gwen could snap to the ledge, it would make her life so much easier as a character, and I really don't know why. I don't know if it's intended. I guess it must be at this point for her to not be able to snap, because they haven't changed it in multiple patches. Gwen does have the ability to use Crystal to help her recover, so it makes it a lot harder to try to two frame her. But the problem with it is, if your character has a counter, or if your character has a pretty good disjoint and can kind of just go down and hit Gwen, the fact that she doesn't snap means that she has to go all the way down to the bottom and make it to where she has an angle to where she can snap to the ledge. So that gives you a lot of time as a character to be able to just jump, time your edge guard, do whatever you want to do to be able to stuff her out. It does have a very big hitbox, her up B does, and it can be kind of used as a reversal tool for edge guarding and stuff like that. But as a recovery option, it's just such a bad up B. Like it's just not good in the fact that you have to go so low to be able to snap the ledge. And if you don't, then you literally just get punished, because it's definitely one of the moves that has the most in lag in the entire game. I would say that Civi's fully charged side B is like first, and then that is probably second, if I'm going to be honest. Maybe Miko like piling or something like that. I don't know. Alrighty, and moving into the next one, we have Sandy. Sandy's recovery is not really good at all. I'm not going to lie. His up B is easily down tiltable, and his side Bs come out every single time he has to recover. Like you will see Sandy side B, I would say 9 out of 10 times when he is trying to recover, and that move has a pretty good amount of in lag. So literally after the side B, you just run off and hit him. He's probably not going to make it back. It's pretty bad. And after he gets down tilted, depending on the character, he's also probably not making it back from that either. So yeah, his recovery pretty bad. I would say pretty bad. I will say the up B hitbox is kind of graceful, because you will get clipped out of it most of the time. It's kind of like Sophia's. Either way, it's just not good. Alrighty, and moving into the last character of the help tier, we have Alice. Now, Alice's recovery is not good. Let me go ahead and get that straight. It is not good. It is better than Thanatos's, but it is not good. Her recovery is simply what makes her a bottom tier character. Even after her buffs, she is still a bottom tier character. I think maybe she might have moved up like 2 spots on the tier list. And honestly, I don't even know, because I haven't made a tier list for this game since the patch. I plan on making one soon. I'm not sure. Regardless, like, yeah, her recovery is what sets her back so bad, because it's so easy to two frame. It's so easy to just spike. It's so easy to hit her out of it. Is easily counterable as well. It is a little bit faster than Thanatos's, and she can make it back from further, but like I said, it's just a rinse and repeat cycle of being able to just beat the living shit out of her whenever she's trying to recover. So it just needs some help for sure. Alrighty, and finishing off the tier list, man, we have Thanatos. Thanatos has the worst recovery in the game, and it is not even close. Every character in the damn game can edge guard Thanatos with ease. It's not funny why they have not changed this character's recovery to make it a lot better than what they did, even after the buff that they did not long ago, where it gives him a little bit more of a horizontal range to be able to do things, brother, that was like almost nothing. Like it really didn't do anything. I will say that it made it a little bit better for him to be able to make it back from further out. He still has 80,000 frames of startup whenever he's trying to do his up B. If they change that, it would probably be a lot better. With them not changing it, his recovery is terrible. Like you could just run off and just damn hit him with anything, and he's not making it back. If he gets sent any further downwards, he's not making it back. If he gets sent any further outwards, he's not making it back. The character's up B is so shit. It's just terrible, man. RIP Thanatos, man. Somebody help him, please. Alrighty, guys, and that is going to be it for the recovery tier list. If you guys do have anything that you want to say, feel free to drop it in the comments. I do not want to see anybody arguing or anything of the sort. Once again, these are mostly going to be opinions, but I do make these tier lists in hopes that players that are new to the game can search them up and, you know, try to find out things about the game that most people don't talk about, I guess. These are informational videos for sure, but, you know, some of them are opinions. Most of them are opinions, but a vast majority of it is, you know, just us playing the game for so long. We have a good grasp on the game, I would say, from, you know, the people that I contact with and talk to in the Discord server to help me with these things. So if you guys did enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe on it if you are new. And it has been Dreezus, and I am out. Peace.